Cambria-type orchids form a large group often referred to as Oncidium. The group consists of the true Oncidium, as well as Miltonia, also known as pansy orchids, Odontoglossum, or dancing ladies, and Brassia, or spider orchids. Cambrias have elongated pseudobulbs, from which the leaves and the long flower spikes develop. Cambria flowers are often perfumed. Large Cambria-type orchids do not necessarily need to be divided, but if you want to divide the orchid, it needs to have at least 6 healthy and green pseudobulbs and 2 new growths. So every new plant will have at least 3 pseudobulbs and a new growth. The best time to divide Cambrias is in the spring after flowering, when you can see new shoots appearing. As well as orchid focus repotting mix, you will need a pair of pruning scissors and a couple of pots of the appropriate size. For potting up Cambrias, you can use clear pots or any other pots that have plenty of drainage. Watering the orchid the day before will make it easier to remove from the pot. Remove the orchid from the pot by tapping, squeezing, or cutting the pot. Remove all the old bark you can. Look for any old brown pseudobulbs and remove them. Old pseudobulbs that are green should not be removed, even if they have lost their leaves. They are still being useful to the plant and provide nourishment for the new growth. Prune off all the dead roots, retaining a root ball of good size. Feel the plant and look for a natural dividing point to cut, so you have at least 3 pseudobulbs for each plant and a new growth. Sprinkle a little cinnamon powder on the wound to prevent any infection. Choose an appropriate size pot, large enough to accommodate 2 years' growth. Place a layer of bark at the bottom. Stand the new plant so that the base of the new growth is below the rim of the pot. Place the older pseudobulb against one side of the pot so the plant has room to grow towards the other side. Hold the plant in place and add bark mix. Spray the new plants and the top of the bark with orchid mist. Water after 4 to 5 days, then sparingly while the plant becomes established in its new pot. Repotting and dividing a Cambria orchid will give you at least 2 new rejuvenated orchids to enjoy. Growth technology for your plants.